This is Ireland, my home. I'm Vogue Williams, and since I was a kid, I've been obsessed by the supernatural.
I have spent my childhood terrified of banshees.
Now, something incredible is happening here.
Look at that. Something is sitting there.
You hear that?
I heard that one.
With incidents of paranormal activity being reported across the country.
He's here.
So I've invited spiritual medium Chris Fleming to investigate.
Back off, back off. In a lifetime of investigating, I've never been to Ireland. But when I heard what's happening here, I had to check it out. Puka! Oh my God! We've discovered ordinary people who've had extraordinary encounters.
It hit me so strong that I actually had tears coming out of my eyes.
Local investigators are overwhelmed.
Oh, I literally have a pain in my heart. I feel so scared.
So Vogue and I have assembled a world-class team of supernatural experts.
Tech guru Ryan O'Neill is in charge of deploying cutting-edge equipment that sheds new light on the spirit world. And consultant parapsychologist Dr. Evelyn Hollow
How does that happen?
will scrutinise all claims with the most up-to-date science.
The shadow should cast on the outside of the stones, but it's only casting inside of the stones.
Led by the people of Ireland,
It's straight through me. I heard an exhale of breath.
we'll expose the unknown forces plaguing the country right now.
Get your hands off me. Don't touch me.
This is Spooked Ireland. On Ireland's east coast lies the town of Wicklow. For over 300 years, its skyline has been dominated by the Wicklow Gaol. Extended twice in the 19th century, men, women, and children all shared cells here. Locally, it became known as the Gates of Hell.
Now open to the public, the staff have reported a recent surge in paranormal activity.
Somebody put their hands on me, and I just said, get your hands off me. Don't touch me.
I have never felt anything like that. It felt nasty.
The team are here to investigate what's behind the encounters. But sadly, I can't be there.
Vogue is not going to be joining us today in the investigation because she has COVID.
Oh, okay.
I know. However, there's been a lot of recent reports of phenomena increasing.
Okay.
And some of the staff and visitors have seen things or experienced things here. So let's get to it and see what we find out.
Conditions here were horrific. 10 people to a cell, no matter their sex or age. Rape and disease were rife. The dead were left to rot among the living.
Think about, you've got prisoners that were in here, sometimes for some horrendous crimes, and sometimes people that are just innocent. So the question is, what type of energy remains? The goal is going to be able to make contact with that and also capture some of those voices as evidence.
While Ryan and I do a forensic sweep, Evelyn's meeting jail supervisor, Colleen Taylor.
The jail was built in 1702. There wouldn't have been glass in the windows. There wouldn't have been any heating. It was quite horrendous.
Children here as well, which is...
It's terrible. It could have been very simple. They might have been hungry and walked along a road, a laneway, and seen apples hanging on a tree and picked some apples, only it wasn't their land.
Geez, so yeah, you're jailing kids who are starving.
People did commit crimes on purpose to come in here because at least when they came in here, they had a roof over their heads or they had at least one meal a day.
So what sort of experiences that you've had here?
Oh, it almost started straight away. The first week, I heard a woman sobbing in here, and it was heart-wrenching. You could feel it right in your heart.
Have you ever actually seen anything in here?
Yes, I've seen shadow figures. Now, I'm a very realistic person, but sometimes it's so in your face that you actually can't come up with a reasonable explanation for it. One of my worst experiences was after we opened up for COVID. So we'd been closed for 9 months. And the caretaker came up to me and he said, the cell downstairs at the end, number 14, And there's 3 men, which are mannequins, huddled around a candle trying to stay warm. He said, I think the light has gone. So he came down, worked his way through all the cobwebs. And when he got there, it wasn't that the light had been turned off. It had just turned totally around and was now facing out to the window the other way, which was very, very odd. So we straightened it up, put it back. 2 weeks later, the same thing happened.
That's crazy.
Colleen had another paranormal experience here at Cell 14.
So I came over, opened this up, put my head to it, looked in, and then all of a sudden, it was like something rushed towards the door, and the smell was of ammonia. So strong, like unwashed bodies, you know, that horrible smell. And it hit me so strong that I actually had tears coming out of my eyes. And I stepped back and I was like, oh my God, that's so horrible. I've never felt anything like that. It felt nasty.
Is it only the cell that it
No,
occurs in?
phantom smells are all through the jail. We'll have people come and say it smells really often rotten, or some people tell us it smells like bodily fluids.
Why do you think this cell more than any other ones?
I have a feeling when we opened up that door that we maybe upset somebody or something.
We've been told that the most intense phenomena happens in the northwest of the jail. So Ryan and I begin our sweep there. Okay, let's go in here, Ryan, because I'm feeling 2 spirits in here. I'm hoping that the structured light sensor, or SLS device, will reveal the spirit's figure. Will you please show yourself by those barrels over there? Will you stand on top of the barrel? Or in between it, please? I know you're here. I can feel you very strong. There you are. Okay. Ooh, he's waving. Look at that. Raise your hand again and wave at us. Up. His head's gone. There's no head. What, they cut off your head? Oh my God. So you were hung or they decapitated you? Jesus. So I believe this spirit was trying to tell me this is how I died. Incredible. All right, let's go upstairs and see what's upstairs.
So this was originally the chapel up here for the jail.
Somebody in here. Maybe they're still seeking forgiveness or prayers or redemption. Yeah.
So we're going to put the REM down here. It's a metal meter and it's got a REM built into it. So much like our REM pods, it will go off if we disturb the field that surrounds it. It's good to put it down so I don't falsely set it off with my hand. At the same time, you've got the temperature, because it is notably colder here. Okay, can you show yourself?
The SLS measures the depth of change in the magnetic field caused by a spirit.
0.1. 0.6. 1.3. 0. 0.2. 2.2.
Yep.
0.3. 3. Temperature was affected. Did you hear that there?
Yep. And
Back to 0. This is hard data.
Come on, show yourself.
On, you can put that off as well.
Come forward. Allow us to see you. Come on, show
14,
yourself.
0. That was 14 down to 0. The REM's still going off. I'm going to leave it just to do its thing. Are you there? We're at 0.0. Usually it will fluctuate around slowly not jumping up to 14 and 22.
Okay, there's something above you that was behind you over your left shoulder, and it just disappeared.
I am freezing in this spot here.
There it is again. You can see it right above Ryan. And it's also showing, it looks like it was hung.
You showing yourself behind?
Boom, there it is right there. There it is.
And back down.
Boom. We need to find out some of the methods that these prisoners died.
We've been invited to Wicklow Gaol to investigate aggressive paranormal phenomena towards the staff. We're using the SLS camera, and it's picked up headless spirits, which I believe were hung or decapitated.
9.9, 3.6, zeroed. There's a fluctuation coming past at this moment, and whatever it is, energy is passing through the aerial.
If I were you, I'd take out your recorder. If we can get its voice to also validate the REM and the SLS, we've proven there's something here.
I'm going to place it down on the barrel, and I'm going to ask once more. Okay, you've got 2 devices on the barrel now. This is your chance to speak to us.
It's showing anomaly.
It turned it off. It turned my recording off.
Oh my God.
It's never done that before.
Yep.
The battery is full. Something pushed that button and turned that off. I can't emphasize how crazy that is. That's never done that before. Whoever's here can physically touch things, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit blown away just now.
And there was something that was right there, and now it's gone. Shot back over here.
Fluctuation.
It was here, and it shot back over
shooting
there.
over, and then it set the device off. So there's something going around us potentially here.
Yep. Can you speak out so we can hear you with our own ears? Do so, please. So people hear footsteps, but like wooden sounding footsteps, as if somebody's up here, because I can hear it echoing through these walls. And it's almost like someone that has heavy boots on. That sound. All right, let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
Wait a minute, wait, I hear that.
That's what. It's a third chain sound.
I think it's down there.
I heard that.
It's coming from down here.
Right there. That was clearly chain sounds.
I feel there are many spirits here, but I'm not sure we've contacted the ones the staff have seen.
Hi guys.
Hey, Evelyn.
So I went to speak to Colleen, who works here. She was telling me that she's had quite a few experiences here herself, most of them in cell number 14. It also includes smells, so strong smells of, ammonia, bacteria, death, decay, things like that. But she's also telling me she's seen sort of like shadow figures, and they've come right at her.
Yeah.
So not just passive phenomena here, but potentially some active, interactive phenomena for us to investigate as well.
Did she say in any fashion that it might be aggressive?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you have something coming at you, then,
Yeah.
surely it's aggressive. But, I mean, we are in a jail, so there's bound to be a lot of anger here, I'd imagine.
But we had some really interesting interaction. I used the SLS, and I'm sweeping around, and all of a sudden, boom, it jumps on top of the barrel. But here's what's interesting. While it was on the barrel, its body went limp, and then all of a sudden, its head disappeared.
Right, so we'd be looking for cases of decapitation potentially here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Our encounters so far have been quite passive. From what the staff describe, there are much more menacing spirits here. Cleaner Sarah Duffy has had firsthand experience.
What's happened to you?
I seen a shadow in the waiting room across from the ticket office. I got like this really horrendous sadness, like that somebody had come up and told me all my children and my grandchildren had just died.
That's awful.
So I feel like there's somebody with me, behind me, watching me. I think because they were Catholics and they didn't get any last rites, I think they feel they can't move on. I don't know.
But they're trapped here.
That's what I feel. There was one experience when I was talking to a work colleague and somebody put their hands on me, but it was like pressure down.
Was it like on your? Was it like somebody pushing you down?
It was like somebody
your shoulder
pushing on my shoulders. And I just turned around and said, please do not do that again. Get your hands off me. Don't touch me.
This is the spirit we need to contact. So Evelyn immediately starts a sweep of the area.
So we know that this is one of the corridors where Sarah has had experiences and felt presences. This is a K2. It's probably the most standard bit of equipment in the paranormal. So we're looking at anything obvious that could give off the K2 meter. However, unless you had this right up against something, it shouldn't just light up if it's in her hand. This is the fire alarm panel. But even then, right up against it, we're getting nothing. Nothing on the gate. Nothing on the doors.
With the equipment now checked, Evelyn can start the sweep.
Is there anybody there? Are you trapped here? So Sarah believes that a lot of the people that were trapped here would have been Catholic, because that would have been the most prevalent belief system at the time. And one of the reasons why they might still be here is that they can't cross over, either because they themselves have not received last rites, or also psychologically, if you believe you can only cross over when you get last rites and you don't receive them, do you That was weird. So I was saying that she believes that they're stuck here because they haven't received any last rites, but also psychologically. If you psychologically believe that you can't cross over because you haven't received last rites, and it's all your consciousness that remains, if you psychologically believe you can't pass on to the next place, do you end up trapped here?
I think Evelyn's contact here was the prisoners looking for their last rites. But paranormal investigator Nigel Crompton has had contact with someone he believes is a guard.
Well, this is the most strange experience I had. I was out here one night after a tour, and I saw an apparition, looked like a guard.
Okay.
Like, you could see the definition, and it just stood there, looking at me, having a cigarette. And we've seen shadow figures at the gate, if we've been out here late as well, just movement, like with the naked eye, you can see them, like.
How recent have you had something happen here?
2 weeks ago, had an EVP on the top banister. Like, just me and my friend he was recording me, and I just happened to say, if you want to say anything, and he swore at us. No. Say your name or anything you want to say for this device. Really aggressive.
Oh, it's incredible. So you had a basically pissed off spirit, right?
Yeah, something down there, yeah. I can take you down to the dungeon now if you want to go.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's fine.
His evidence is compelling, and the angry spirit, possibly a guard, seems to fit the character we're looking for. But that's not the only aggressive encounter Nigel's had here.
This is where we were, me and my two colleagues. We were laughing down here, and all of a sudden, above us, which is solid concrete, we heard boots. And it sounded like that. And it was coming towards the stairs, literally stomping. There was nothing upstairs. No one else was in the jail.
It's crazy that you say that, because when Ryan and I were doing our walkthrough, we were upstairs, and all of a sudden I started hearing boots. You just confirmed that?
Yes.
Okay.
This cell just here is where we got a growl from, if you want to follow me. I can show. So as I was leaving the cell, like just about here, like as I started, so it was a very short, aggressive growl.
Oh my God, so that would be like maybe a male spirit just trying to scare you, like, hey,
yes.
you're in my area. Are there any other places you can think of that it would be good for us to go to investigate?
Yeah, I think you should go down to the harbour near the sea. That's where they buried some of the prisoners that died or hung here. They just didn't have the grounds here, so they just got a boat and just dumped them overboard.
While Ryan and I head down to investigate the harbor, Evelyn has uncovered evidence of a particularly wicked prison guard that worked here.
There is obviously lots of guards here, and some probably more cruel than other ones. But they weren't just punishing people, they were essentially torturing prisoners. There are stories of one guard in particular, a big, huge, tall guy, who was so tall that his favoured method of torturing prisoners was to create a noose, put it over their necks, tie it, and then pull up and walk so that the prisoners were lifted off their feet and he would continue to walk as they were being strangled to death. He basically turned his body into a human gallows, which is probably one of the worst tortures I've ever heard of in a prison, ever.
Down at the harbor, I'm hoping we can contact any prisoners trapped here and find out what happened in the jail. We'll use the K2 meter to monitor the electromagnetic frequency and an app which helps the spirits communicate.
Can you talk through this device? Water. Water.
You were tortured, weren't you?
Trial.
Trial?
Trial.
What do you want to tell us?
Sinking.
Sinking?
Sinking. A lot of the locals here talk about the gateway or the gates to hell connected to the jail, connected to here. What do you think of that?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. Fuck this place. Nigel told me they told him to fuck off when they were in the jail, an AVP.
Okay.
And I just swore.
Yeah. So you don't like the name, the Gates of Hell? You don't like that place? You don't want to go back then?
Don't. I saw these shoulders, like from here into the water,
Yeah.
from this up, looking at us. Are your spirits still here because this became your grave? If that's true, please light up. Jesus. Just lit up.
Today's investigation has brought us to one of the most haunted places in Ireland, Wicklow Gaol. Known as the Gates of Hell, we're trying to find out what's behind the recent spike in hostile paranormal activity.
And I just said, get your hands off me. Don't touch me.
We're at the harbor where dead prisoners were disposed of.
That.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. Fuck this place. Are your spirits still here because this became your grave? If that's true, please light up. Jesus. Just lit up. I'll let you hold it.
Okay.
So you were buried out there.
Yeah.
Yes. But yet, you stay here until you get a proper burial or some proper prayer. So you have unfinished business, which is why your souls are still here. Yes, I understand.
These souls deserve to be properly laid to rest.
Imagine being in a jail where people were tortured, they were treated improperly, and then some were decapitated, and then their bodies was dumped here. I'd be pretty angry as well.
With so much trauma experienced by these prisoners, many of whom were innocent, we need to find the people who are responsible. With so much activity here, we need to decide where to focus our efforts.
Well, I'll tell you, we had an interesting time at the harbor on the boat.
Oh, yeah?
We're using the ghost tube.
Yeah, I asked about the gates of hell for here, and the K2 goes crazy. It just...
Jeez, on the water?
On the water. And,
Okay.
I mean, you know, on the water, there's no man-made electricity there. There's nothing around us. It's not our equipment. And we're getting some direct interaction coming through with the K2. And it comes through with a swear word, but should not come through an ITC device.
Well, if we take a look at what we've got so far, I mean, Nigel talked about seeing a apparition torso of a guard.
Okay.
So we have to understand at this point that there is some type of guard spirit that's here. And from what we know is these guards were very evil. They were very mean, nasty. Is this maybe some of the darkness that people are seeing too, that you were describing?
I think definitely the worst story that kind of came across of a guard was this guy, and his preferred form of torture was to create a noose, put it over a prisoner's neck, and he was so tall that he would be able to pull the rope and they would be lifted off their feet so that they would be strangled to death as he was walking.
Oh my God.
That's one of the most horrific forms of death I've ever come across.
I can't see a person like that with the life they led to cross over.
No. If you do remain here, do you remain the same as you were in life? In which case, you know, you'd be a real pure form of malevolence, essentially.
Could this walking gallows be the dark entity that's haunting the jail? While I returned to the courtyard where the smoking guard was seen just 2 weeks ago, Evelyn and Ryan returned to the spot where Ryan's recorder was switched off earlier.
So this is where we had the DR60 down when it switched off the recording, basically.
So it didn't, like, just die?
It didn't just die. There's still, I mean, you can see there's still 3 bars on it. It's got full bars, fresh batteries in. Was expecting that. Are you in this area with us just now? Can you do that again? That's pretty strange, pretty weird.
It would be much stranger for a REM pod to go off on command.
Yeah.
It's not the sort of device that it normally used for yes, no
Exactly.
communication, so.
It's still, yeah.
Yeah, and it's working fine, so.
What about, I mean, if it can affect that, assuming that it's something doing it. These are basically just balls. When you move them, when they get moved around, they'll light up, and sometimes you use them like indicators. Can you move one? Can you take one away? You want us to move away from the barrel? Try and see if it does anything.
I heard the K2 and as I went...
So what happened there is the K2 went off at the exact same time as something indicated on the REM pod. It broke its field. So to me, there's been a surge in this area here. Oh. Okay, thank you. Let's look at this for a second. We have a barrel here with a REM pod on it that keeps going off. We've had one of the balls indicate as well and a K2 on the same barrel that we put a DR60 on during a sweep that's turned itself off. That's a lot of activity to be happening in that area, but it could be an area that holds an energy or...
Yeah, why that specific area? Because normally if it's on an object, like the barrel would be like, well, you know, why the barrel? You know, maybe it's just that area in particular.
Another thing I've noticed as well is how extremely cold it is up here.
It is, I can see my breath.
Before. It's an uncomfortable coldness in the area, and that's what you can see our breath. It is crazy.
In the courtyard, I'm trying to contact the spirit of one of the guards that's been spotted here.
All right, let's go over where Nigel saw that ghost. What he said, it was right over here. Let me see if I can map this. What I'm going to use is, I used earlier, and we had success with it, is the SLS. Now. And what's interesting about this is you have temperature being detected here. where the laser that's built in is measuring the distance, anything that changes in between it. And also you have ambient light. Start filming. We are now live. I'm gonna step back. Would the spirit that was a guard, would you please come forward and show yourself in the spot that Nigel said that he saw you? I haven't got any anomalies detected yet. When it starts to go to blue, then to red, tells me we're getting close to something being there. It's not happening yet. Were you a bad guard? Did you torture people? Let me see if I can get anything on the steps. Will you please come down these steps and show yourself, please? Okay, it's a little bit went to green, went to blue. That's it, come forward. Don't be afraid. Light going up there because it's blocked off. Show yourself at the top of those steps, please. Ah, there you are. Okay. We got it. Just mapped for a few seconds. It was right over there by the tree. That's insane. Why are you pointing up there? Oh, you're wanting to get out, aren't you? So who or what is keeping you here? Converse with it. I have the ghost tube with me, and let's see if we can get a direct voice phenomenon through this device. See us. Yes, I saw you right down there. I'm getting emotional again. Bring me peace. Bring me peace. Oh my God. Is that why you were pointing out there? You want to get out of here. But you don't mean just getting out of here. You want peace because this place is hell for you. Maybe they're re-experiencing the torment, the suffering over and over again, and because of that, they're not able to leave. I don't know yet. So I need some more investigating to do, but I got to come to the bottom of this because I don't want to see any of these souls continue to be trapped here in these gates of hell.
I've not found the guard, so Ryan's come back to cell 14 to look for him.
Who's somebody been in here? I can smell perfume or...
I mean, it's just me, but I don't...
Quite strong, isn't it? I have never come into an area and got such a strong smell like that. Okay. Put this on. So this is the Frank's box. 180 of them were designed. See what we get. Okay, I'm going to turn this device up. Do we have any prisoners here? Do we have prison guards here? Yes, you do. That sounded like. Are you trying to show? You trying to let us hear your footsteps? So this is footsteps you're trying to make us hear? Can you do it again? One. Okay. So you're a guard. Boom, boom. You're a guard? Okay. Do you have a name? I keep hearing that. Doom, doom, doom. Like footsteps coming. Doom, doom, doom. Are you the big guard that's seen walking around? you coming closer and closer to this cell? Are you at the door? Can you open the door? Oh!
We're on the East Coast, surrounded by trapped spirits of prisoners at the old Wicklow Gaol. We believe that an evil guard who tortured and murdered prisoners is responsible.
The prisoners were lifted off their feet and he would continue to walk as they were being strangled to death.
We've not made confirmed contact yet, but it feels like Ryan is close.
I keep hearing that. Doom, doom, doom. Like footsteps coming. Doom, doom, doom. Are you the big guard that's seen walking around? Are you coming closer and closer to this cell? Are you at the door? Oh! Banging, and the REM pods went off. And it's still banging through here, so we're getting audibles. We're getting a REM pod that's going off, and I've heard something at the door as well. Can you come in here? When? Now. It says when. Now. Could you come in here now? He's out. Can you come inside? Can you knock on this door? Try. Okay. Knock hard on the door. I can hear chains. I can hear chains. Do that again. That is the same noise I heard when I was with Chris doing the walk around and we were trying to pinpoint. It was like a chains noise.
Should we open the door?
There is nobody here. No one.
The guard is proving elusive, but I still think he can unlock the secrets of this jail.
It sounded like footsteps. Doom, doom.
On the Frank's box?
In the Frank's box, and it was getting closer and closer, louder and louder to the door. Then we heard that chain sound again.
Yeah.
Like the chains or keys or it was some sort of metallically sound like that. Went to the door, opened the door, no one's there.
Also, Nigel told me when I interviewed him afterwards that he's heard the sound of boots walking around. And you got it on your Frank's box. Okay, that's believed to be the guards, actually.
Okay.
Well, what I'd like to do, based on what I got here, is let me see if we can make contact with this walking gallows guard. All right.
Yep,
Okay.
head down.
Let's go downstairs.
This way.
I believe we're getting closer to the guard. So we're taking the investigation to where he would have most likely carried out his horrific acts, the basement.
So we can turn our head torches off down here.
Okay.
And it's been set up with red light.
Oh.
One of the ideas is that it's easier to see potential visual paranormal phenomena,
Yeah.
such as apparitions, movement, things like that, in the red light.
Yeah?
There's also trigger objects.
Oh, great.
There's keys, and I believe these were actually found down here.
These original keys may have been used by the evil guard. I'm hoping that having them will draw him out.
Oh, Jesus. Something's angry.
All right, okay.
Fucking hell, man.
You okay?
No. Something very angry here. I'm just trying to hold it back. Fuck. Just be careful, guys, because I really want to lunge at you right now. This thing's wanting me to lunge at you.
On the SLS, there's an anomaly flipping in and out. It looked like it was behind you over your left shoulder, Chris.
I can feel a gigantic figure towering over me. It feels like he's trying to possess me.
This man had a lot of anger built up from his past, but he would take it out on the prisoners. It would be a way for him to vent, to release that. Today, he would have been locked up for psychological disorder and arrested for the murder of many of these people.
Ryan, you okay?
What is that?
You okay?
That's rocking back and forward and it's on.
Or
It's
actually,
moving.
is that the sort of thing that you put your head through and they shackle them by the throat to the wall and it's moving by itself? Chris?
Yeah.
Is Mappy the full stick man right behind you?
Just want to see what this does. I'm
Very similar to the sound I heard earlier.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm getting this angry spirit, but then other spirits saying, help me, which must be the prisoners and other souls that are trapped here. So there's two different types of mindsets going on. Spirits that are here, the prisoners, you no longer need to be afraid. Those that you believe are still in power and control over you no longer are.
Do you want to ask questions for the front?
Yeah. There are spirits here that want peace and to leave this place, correct? Yes. Do you want me to give you last rites? Grant unto them, O Lord. Pray. And let perpetual light shine upon them. I want you, guards, to forgive yourself. He's coming.
Come, yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's the guard. He's realizing what he's done. He's seeing all these other souls with peace. He's starting to feel it. And he's tormented by what he's done to other people. Let go of your pain and suffering and all the things that you've done. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and ask for forgiveness.
I've never heard of that.
It's done.
It's done. It's done.
You heard that?
I did say it's done.
We've got confirmation that those who can have crossed over. We've done what we came here to do.
When I go to places and we make contact like we did, and then we do prayers, and to know that spirits that have been stuck here for a long period of time have crossed over, based not only on their free will, but because we together have activated something in them to make them realize they don't have to be here, for me, it's very rewarding. I mean, I know tonight I will sleep very well knowing that we accomplished that.